Okay, there's a couple of things that I want to share in my experience with smoking the turkey. We did our virgin run. We smoked a turkey, nice big organic turkey like this. So I decided that the skin was not as essential on our smoked turkey this year as the herbs are going to be. So this is a brine turkey. We made a brine and we soaked him overnight and into the morning in a great big plastic bag in his brine. So he's been brined. Now the next thing is that my favorite part is the wings. And so one of the things that I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you. We're going to get in here and we're going to break loose the wing like this, okay? And then what I'm going to do, I forgot my little knife, is loosen the skin up. And I just cut the skin away from the turkey here. I recommend rubber gloves with this because it kind of gets underneath your nails and everything when you're doing this. And you're going to be doing a lot more of it. It's a little bit tedious around the wings. His skin does run a little bit tighter here than it does, say, like around the belly and whatnot. But after how good the first one turned out, I knew I could use some of the tricks that I use on making the turkey in the oven combined with him being in the smoker and make it turn out better. So then what I do is I fold the wing up and I tuck it in here like so. And what this does is this keeps your wing protected while he's cooking, and the wings turn out nice and moist because they've got this extra fat layer over them. They're not just hanging out there drying out. So this can be done on your Christmas turkey as well. So, you know, Thanksgiving will be over soon. After you get him out of the brine, you might want to know, you really do want to give him a good bath and then dry him before we commence in this. This also keeps your oysters nice if you're one of those people that likes to eat the oysters. You got to cut clean through that bone and that tendon right there to get that to turn into the skin here. And all I'm doing is I'm carving or cutting the membrane away. Once you get that membrane cut away, you want to try not to cut up the meat. There's this nice oyster. That baby looks delicious. You also want to try not to chop the oyster up too much. I cut a little bit of it here where the tendons connect, but you want to try to keep that baby nice. You just cut that away so you get a nice little pocket in there. And just fold his wing up. It's kind of like fitting something into a sock. You want to try not to rip the skin, but rather to push the shoulder up if you can and sort of stretch the skin around it and tuck those wings. That keeps him from, excuse my sniffles, we have allergies. I have allergies this time of year. Okay. There he is. Now, the other thing that we're going to do is that same, if it's attached here on the front, I leave it attached, but I'm going to get in here and remove those. There's a little membrane there. Once you've got those cut, usually if you work it gently, I'm going to come up here a little bit higher on that. It's really kind of hard to see. You want to try not to cut through the breast. You want to mess up your pretty breast. All right. Should be able to get your hands up in here and then massage that skin loose. Do that on both sides. Just kind of work it. Now, if you get a spot that's real stuck, you might have to get in there with the knife. I try to leave it attached right here if I can because it keeps the skirt of the. You can use a toothpick, but see how that kind of works like almost like a drawstring, and that helps keep that breast really moist in there. Now I took a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, a couple tablespoons of whole butter. We've got an entire bun of garlic right here, and we've got 2 full sprigs of fresh basil, about 6 sprigs of fresh thyme, and a sprig of fresh rosemary that are all chopped up there. And we're going to use that to put up underneath this skin, and that's going to flavor your breast. Now, it's a little bit tedious on the legs, so if you want to season your thighs, you want to come in from this side, okay? You want to leave the legs alone. The legs we're going to do from the outside because this skin turns out really good. It was the breast skin that was not my favorite consistency. Okay. I'm going to keep him kind of dry because we want it to be oil and butter that's up in here. I'm going to take these guys and mix them in that. And I'll just take this and rub it up in there. Now you could use salt if you wanted to, but what I did, because I don't really like my food to be really salty, I like to be able to add cracked salt to it. So what you can do is use salted butter. You know, this is sea salted Amish butter. I'm going to peel this back here and give those wings that I love so much a little bit of that love. The skin on the wings turned out good. It was just the skin on the breast that wasn't exactly up to par for me. So in doing the thigh, we're going to come in from the back here. That looks like a good spot. You're going to cut through the skin. And I'm trying to avoid slicing up the meat. That's a little brine that you see in there. Okay, once you get it loose, there's going to be a couple of places in here that you got to bring the knife in. It's just little membranes. Okay, and once we get that opened up, we're just going to take a little bit of that herb mix and put it in there on that thigh and close that baby back up. The skin that's on his legs and around the thighs, just to let you know, is a little bit thinner than the fat that he's got built up on his breast. So it's not uncommon to tear this because of that. But if you can manage to at least get that fat overhanging, see where it tore right there? It's if you can at least manage to get that fat overhanging, there's plenty of fat in a thigh to handle itself and keep juicy during the smoking process. It's kind of like pork. There we go. And we'll get that last little bit. Push it up in there. There we go. And then you'll take whatever you have left. You can make more of this if you want. And if you want it, you know, you may very well like that skin. There's no telling. Now this turkey's been cold in the fridge, so after I do this, what's going to happen is the butter's going to solidify here, and it's going to kind of all stick together. Let me get these delicious garlic, chopped garlic, and I'm going to take them and I'm going to stuff them all up underneath of there too. Put them in here. If you have a dog and you feed them turkey, don't stuff the garlic in there. They're not supposed to have it. We don't feed our dog turkey, so. But we usually end up using the breast for sandwiches more than anything. If you stuff some of that right down in this little pocket where you got that wing, get a nice garlicky wing. If you put some in the back, it'll end up soaking into the back side. It looks like we got it pretty good. All right, and this baby, tuck that little tail under. she's ready to go in the smoker. Now, one of the things that I do before I put mine in the smoker, because of how it lays and the way it smokes, is I'm going to tie her legs together like this with some baking twine, some cotton twine, which keeps this area right here along the breast. It keeps the legs up tight to it, so it also helps keep it moist. Okay, so now we've got this turkey brined, and we've got an herb, butter and olive oil rubbed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. So after the turkey thaws, his legs come away from the body like so. And so one of the things that I do to help keep the meat here nice and moist while it's in the smoker is I bring some cotton baking twine. Now this is going to make an indentation. You can kind of rub it out, but like if you want this turkey to be perfect, you're probably going to want to tie under. So you're going to go inside of here. You're going to bring it around this leg. You're going to bring it around that leg. You're going to come in from the side. It's a little more complicated, and you got to get it just right. So you'll grab him up there and around here. If you want that breast to be absolutely perfect in shape, I twist it over twice, and I get some of the butters and oils on the rope. Generally speaking, this turkey I'll pull it like so. I take these and I just tuck them in. I don't worry about it. And then I position this on the side so that when you cut off your leg, your indentations on your turkey, you are going to get some wrinkles right there, but you can, if you want to, you can pull those out. But what this does is makes the presentation of your breast perfect. So that's like a lot of people are really into that. You can just take the skin, grab it, and pull it like that so that you don't get as many wrinkles if you're looking for, you know, that perfect appearance. Also stretching your skin down over the breast. Before you start, the skin does shrink while you are cooking, so keeping it kind of pulled down. Okay. Making sure that your wings are tucked in real good. The other thing you can do is you can take a toothpick. I don't know if I have any wooden ones, but here's your wings, right? So if you want these wings to be perfect when they come out, one of the things I will do is take a toothpick. It'll keep the wing from dropping out the fat slit that you've got here. His wing, we had cut that and inverted it under the fat in here. So you just go through the fat on the wing right here and stab it into that meat. Pull the skin over, and it'll hold it up so it doesn't drop out the fat over there. Pushed it up in there. Same thing on this side. You just grab that little end and kind of push the toothpick through it. Bring it up here. If you get it at an angle, it's less likely to slide down. We'll get that other one at an angle too. Put that in there. He's got some nice tough skin, this guy. That's actually good. That means he's healthy. All right, there at an angle like that. There we go. There, and that'll keep his wings nice. So if you want to take those out and then bend, we break them and then we fold them in to keep them nice and keep them from drying out. So if you want to pull them out and then turn them back around and repin them to his body, you'll have a perfect presentation on this turkey even after smoking. All right, and now we're gonna hit the smoker with him. And here he is in the smoker, ready to go. I think we're starting a little bit late. We're probably gonna be eating dinner late, but he is in the smoker and ready to rip.